It all comes down to this. This is it. This is the final week of the season. If you're still chasing Cantina Legend, this is your last chance. Every single point matters now. You need to be at least in hotshot to reach Cantina Legend next week. And unfortunately, Embark made a huge mistake with one of this week's trial. Bombardiers don't even count, even though the trial literally tells you that they should. Instead, Vaporizers and Rocketeers are currently giving you the points. So before you waste hours farming the wrong enemies, let's go through every trial, the best maps, the best strategies, and what you should actually prioritize this week. Let's start with one of the highest scoring trials this week, and that's damage arc enemies using light impact grenades. This is by far one of the stronger trials this week, and you can reach around 56,000 points in coordinated group play. The best map for this is Spaceport on Hidden Bunker. The reason is simple. Hidden Bunker gives you extra 10 minutes, and Bastions together with Bombardiers have by far the highest health pool in the game. More health means more damage, and more damage means more trial points. The biggest mistake players will make is bringing crafted light impact grenades into the raid. Don't do that. Instead, bring stacks of chemicals and stacks of plastic parts. 3 stacks of chemicals and 2 stacks of plastic parts is only 5 inventory slots and allows you to craft 50 grenades during the raid, effectively doubling the amount of grenades you can use. If you're missing materials, save up seeds and simply buy chemicals and plastic parts from Celeste before your runs. If you are pushing ranks this week, this trial should be one of your highest priorities. So let's take a look at the maps real quick. If you're bringing stacks of chemicals and plastic parts and you are over encumbered, make sure to hide them somewhere in a container. Your general area that you want to be in, the area around the hidden bunker entrance, because the Bastions and the Bombardiers spawn there, and you have shredder spawns inside the buildings as well. Just make sure to craft your impact grenades as soon as you are there. And in the downtime, while you're waiting for the Bombardier and Bastion to respawn, you can simply continue crafting your impact grenades. Now, if you want to do this solo, a different strategy might be Stellamontes, where you can effectively do the same thing and just turn this trial into a shredder run. Craft impact grenades inside the raid and start throwing them at shredders at the bottom part where the thrusters are. The second strongest trial this week is open containers inside the traffic tunnels. This trial can reach around 53,000 points, and the best map is Blue Gate on the Locked Gate event. Again, the extra 10 minutes are incredibly valuable, but even more important is the increased container density inside the tunnels during this event. The lock gate should be opened around the 33-minute mark. You can do that with the security codes from the printer. If it's not opened by around the 33 to 32-minute mark and you're doing this solo, just reset the raid because you won't have enough time to loot the entire tunnel system. For this trial, you want the confiscation room key and patrol car keys and plenty of stims. If you've been following the channel, you probably already know the route because we've covered it in previous videos, and I'll link them up here if you want to see the full runs. This is one of the few runs this week where solo players can still stay reasonably competitive. Let's take a look at the map real quick. So there are a couple cars out here that count towards the trial, and in general there are a couple of things that count and a couple of things that don't count. I will put up some screenshots in the Discord. The link is down in the pinned comment below if you need more information on that. This small tunnel over here, for example, does not count except of one single box that can spawn. Nothing up here counts where you can climb, where you can go up the ladder. As I said, you definitely want the confiscation room key and a couple of patrol car keys if you're going for the max score. Next up are damage Hornets. This trial can reach probably around 42,000 points, and the best map is Spaceport Hidden Bunker. The additional 10 minutes allow significantly more Hornet spawns, and if the spawn RNG works in your favor, because they sometimes share a spawn with Fireflies, Hidden Bunker offers the highest Hornet density currently available. Your loadout should be a Jupiter together with either an Osprey or a Renegade, plus a snap hook so you can reach the elevated locations like the A6 tower or the trench towers. This trial is heavily group favored because multiple players can split up independently and clear much larger areas of the map. Let's take a look at the split and where you should position yourself as a solo player. If you're doing this in a trio, I would suggest a 3-way split with one player on top of the guard tower between arrival and shipping warehouse, one player on top of the control tower A6, and one player either on rocket assembly or the antenna next to fuel control if you know how to get up there with your zipline. The general idea is so that every player can cover specific areas of the map, pull all the Hornets and kill them. Plus, you also want to pull snitches, let them call in, because the natural snitch spawns will spawn Hornets as well. As a solo player, you can take a couple of spots depending on your loadout and how hard you want to go. You can put a zipline train between the south trench tower and the rival building. And if you have enough, even a zipline train to the antenna next to fuel control. This way you should be able to cover a good portion of the map. As I said, however, unfortunately, trios are heavily favored on this one. Now let's talk about the small whoopsie that happened. The trial that Embark accidentally broke. Damage Leapers, Bastions, and Bombardiers, except Bombardiers currently don't count. Instead, Vaporizers and Rocketeers are giving you points. So don't waste your time chasing Bombardiers until this gets fixed, if it will get fixed at all. Because of that fail, you can do this on any map with close scrutiny. Bring wolf packs, a Jupiter, and a hatch key because you can use it on close scrutiny. The entire run is built around cycling the biggest arc enemies as quickly as possible because they provide the highest amount of points. This trial can reach roughly 40 to 50,000 points, but once again, strongly favors coordinated group play. A Rocketeer gives around 1100 points, a Vaporizer around 1500. Leapers are 1100 as well, and the Bastion is around 2000 points. If you're playing solo, don't compare your score to trio scores. Just try your best. Focus on running clean, consistent routes from assessor to assessor instead, and bring as many wolf packs as possible. As a solo player, I will probably do this on Buried City just because it's a smaller map and you can cycle assessors a little bit faster. These are the assessor spawns. As I said, bring as many wolf packs as possible. I will probably bring just wolf packs and 2 Jupiters and loot the ammo off of the Vaporizers. Finally, search kitchen cabinets. This trial is only worth around 7,000 points. Honestly, it was already one of the weakest trials a month ago, and it's still one of the weakest now. The best map is Buried City on almost every map condition except close scrutiny. Bring your residential mastery keys and enough stims to get around the map as fast as possible to loot all the kitchen cabinets available. This trial is a RNG fiesta and simply takes too much time for too little reward. Get a decent score and move on to the high value trials. I'll put up a map for this in the Discord just as for every other trial. If you want, feel free to jump in. The link is down in the pinned comment. So let's take a look at the map real quick. All right, so one quick thing. Only these cabinets count. No drawers, nothing else. Only these cabinets count. This is a map from the last time that we had the trial. The yellow X's on the map are the spots where you need to use your residential mastery key. The red circles are the positions where a kitchen can spawn, but make sure to check the first and the second floor because sometimes you have buildings where there are kitchens on both floors. So to sum this up, your highest priorities this week should be the light impact grenade trial, the traffic tunnels, and the damage Hornets. After that comes damage Leapers, Bastions, and Bombardiers. Remembering Bombardiers currently don't count, but Vaporizers and Rocketeers do. And finally, kitchen cabinets. As I mentioned before, if you're still chasing Cantina Legend, this is your last opportunity. Push as hard as you can. Every single point matters. Let me know down in the comments below what rank you're currently at and what skin you're going for and whether you're still fighting to get into Cantina. If this guide helped you, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe. I post Arc Raiders trials, guides, and strategies and full runs every single week. I also do my trials live on twitch.tv/vanap. That being said, good luck in your trials and I'll catch you topside.